So the importance of like mentorship and leadership, actually something that we always talk about with Kevin, and even including yourself that we spoke briefly. It's about like the importance of leadership. And at the Ethics Guild, we always actually talk about leadership, mentorship, right? Without the right guidance, because for example, your mentor, what he notices that you don't trust something, right? Is it because in your thought process, was it because you didn't feel confident about the movement itself, that you were a master of that technique, or was it because you couldn't see it applicable?
I'd say it's kind of both.
Okay.
Because I mean, as the athlete, you know, and I've been competing for years. When you're fighting or actually competing, you don't see what your coach sees. So, and your coach trains you, so he knows what you're capable of doing, right? So if he says like throw this technique, he sees it because he's reading not just you, but he's also reading your opponent, right? So he's seeing, you know, what you're doing, and he's seeing what he's doing, and he's looking for moments and opportunities for you to exploit that weakness or exploit that advantage that you have over him. So me kind of, you know, hearing that and not really trusting it, it was kind of a match of like, I don't see it, and just with nerves and adrenaline, it was kind of, I'm not sure if I can do it. So it was kind of a pair between that. It's kind of hard to say I didn't trust him, right? Because I wound up doing it and it wound up working, right? But in that heat of the moment, it's kind of like that, you know, the nerves, you know, kind of like that's the only thing kind of hindering me from executing.
But that means you had a strong bond with your mentor, because to not see the end, right? Because it's kind of like opaque, right? But to listen, right, from he's actually yelling, right, shouting what you should do, and you hear that, and it computes to you to trust the instinct of your leader to say, hey, this is your best option, and to trust. That's actually that talks about the relationship, right? And by the way, not to go somewhere else, we don't have the empanadas today. We actually ate them all before it did not make it to the table. Every time it makes it to the table, this time it didn't. But talk about relationship. I don't know if you want to ask something in terms of that relationship with his mentor and the connection they had, to like him listening, automatically trusting something he didn't trust as much.
It's kind of like faith in your mentor and your leader to be your eye that you couldn't see, that perspective, that experience, that confidence in the training, all of that, right? That leader, I believe that leader gives that opportunity for you to see past the sphere of perspective. So you have to expand that sphere of perspective to show that, like, hey, do this technique. I see like his arms going up too much. If you just catch him right below, then you'll be good. So that mentor and that leader, that mentor and leader, that they would expose those opportunities for you to then basically win, right? Because the goal is to win, and they want you to win, and they took you underneath their wing as well because they saw something in you that they could bring forth. Put more potential to it, right? Because if you went to the potential, like, you could expand potential. So you're like expanding that potential outwards is for you and for the mentor. It's for both. It shows like hey, that like these are things that can be worked on, and like you're one of the students that the mentor did it to, so then they could do it to the next students as well because they saw that it worked, right? So it's gonna keep going upwards. So you kind of give like that mentor even like a stronger advantage for those students that are coming in next, right? Definitely. Like that's what it's all like. It's that all enversing like circle that goes back, and then you're gonna do the same thing when you're gonna mentor somebody. You're gonna recognize those techniques that and the things that you weren't listening to. For example, like not having that faith in that leader in the beginning, right? Like it's like it's hesitant because it's like, do I have that power to throw that kick in that certain sense?
Right.
Did I practice enough of it? Your leader knew you did it. Your leader knows you did it. You did enough, and even go harder in it.
Absolutely right.
It comes all back together. Like it's like a. Like I remember during another conversation we were talking about masters climbing upwards.
Oh yeah.
Student and master. When you climb upwards, and climbing upwards with your mentor now, and then you guys lead the whole studio next year. Like even that ranking of that black belt from that white belt to the red to the brown to the black.
Yeah.
Like even in that ranking, it's kind of like you had to become a mentor to the ones below before you can become into the black belt or the brown belt, because you need to learn how to teach. And then from that teaching, your philosophies get better, and when you teach, you learn more too. You understand the concepts more because you're putting them out a little bit more. And then it's like a what is it, like a expansion, development of your mind and your body, and with the like the social development as well, like around with not only for yourself, but now you recognize yourself is included with others.
You know, interesting your point, because when you were talking, it brought in definitely a question in me, right? Two questions, as a matter of fact. Actually, when you mentor somebody, your students, when they start growing, they start seeing your vulnerabilities, because teaching is about exposing. It's exposure, and when you expose not only the good, but you expose the bad. What are things that you've seen from your mentor that you know that's a vulnerability, and how did your mentor build that trust for him to become vulnerable to you, to teach you everything he knows?
That's a really loaded question, and I like that. No, I like that. I like that because it brings me to kind of like personal moments, you know, that like we've had, like just back and forth, like me and my master instructor. And yeah, no, you guys are absolutely right. I absolutely loved, you know, what you were saying, Kevin. It's spot on with that. And now you're bringing me even deeper. You guys ask like really good questions. You guys are pretty good.
This guy's smart.
I like this. Oh man, you guys the feds? What's going on? What are you guys up to? What are you guys FBI. Excuse me. Shout out to
SWAT team. Come back.
We got him. But so to answer that though, I would say, kind of like to put it simply, we've had both in the Taekwondo school. It's called a dojang, right? A dojang. In the dojang moments where I've seen him kind of show me something, and then I seen like where it correlated, or like where it played into effect at another point in time. And I've had conversations with him on like a personal level, where he's kind of shared like certain kind of concerns or whatever. And then like later on, I can reflect back on like something that he's shown me here or something that he shared with me here. And then I would, you know, go to him and then kind of talk about it. And then we were kind of like able to get a better kind of connection between the two of us. And then I guess in him doing that, and me like, you know, coming up to him and like approaching him, talking about something, right? Or even like, you know, him bringing me aside and like, hey, like I want to talk to you about something. Us having like that moment of just kind of, I guess, like vulnerability. And, you know, me being honest, like, hey, you know, Master Farrell, like, you know, I didn't really like this, you know, and then he'd be like, okay, like, what was it about it or whatever? Well, like, you know, kind of felt like it was a little rough, or like, you know, kind of hurt, or like, you know what I mean? And him kind of responding back to it and like, you know, kind of giving me kind of like a little bit more like enlightenment as to like why. And then he was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm showing you this because like, you know, I want you to be better. You know, as your sublim, I want you to be better. I want you to grow, and it's going to make you better. Right. And I just had to like, you know, be receptive to it. That's another thing too. You have to be receptive to constructive criticism. right? Especially like, you know, in the dojang, right? Like this isn't my school, you know, but he's training me to be an instructor to lead the school, which I eventually did. You know, he would need me like, you know, to come over and like teach the class. And just through those like moments of like, you know, us getting to better understand each other, it fostered a atmosphere of trust that we had with each other. And of course that, you know, came into like competition, you know, so I felt even better. So that relationship just kind of grew and like, you know, got better over time.
Help us continue to embrace these human experiences and explore more about ourselves and others by just subscribing. You know, if you like our content, definitely like, comment, share it. But also, if you want to be part of our podcast, all you have to do is leave a comment and tell us what you want to talk about. Remember, this is the platform for the people, and we're here to explore those life experiences that are very unique to you and to everyone else. Don't forget to subscribe.